government is actually encouraging them, motivating them. So this is being done by the government. So what do you think? Is it for the good governance or the word order? And I think answer, we can say that to me it appears that we academicians may be doing it for the word order, to bring out the word order in the society. But of course, the politicians are doing it for their governance part only. They are promoting these things not for the humanity. I think they are basically again want to show them that they are doing a good thing for the local people. So again, the main theme line is Praja. What they are promoting, they are promoting the Praja, the local craftsmen of that area, or the locals, you can say. But if we say everything is related to, as we always think, I am a student of Vedas, so I must see this into the context of Vedic studies, where our ancient Indian knowledge system says that we always think of the welfare of all. So we can say that to bringing out the word order, or we can say even for the good governance, welfare for all should be our main motive. And we have references from the Vedas, from our scriptures like Ramayana, Gita, or you can say from the Tulsidas ji has written in Ramcharitmanas, in which these stanzas you can see on the screen, where we can say that social structure was given by our ancient scriptures. That's true. But when we interpret these shlokas or the mantra, we sometimes feel that they are kind of a discrimination they have done. When we say Padhyam Shudro Ajayat, so is the Shudra or the Praja people are being have taken place from the feet of the Veda Purusha or the Brahm? So should we think like that? I don't think so that Vedas or our ancient scriptures has given us something which discriminates our society. So let's have a look at what they have given us. And also in the Gita, it is clearly said by Shri Krishna, Chaturvarnya Maya Srishtam Gun Karma Vibhagascha, that everything is based on our qualities, what skills we have, what talent we have. That decide our karma, that decide our job, that decide our profession, as we are doing now. So it is again depends on the qualities we are having. It is not just we are promoting we are not promoting ourselves that I am a Brahmin, I am a Kshatriya, I am a Shudra. I am not promoting myself like that. I am promoting on the basis of the qualities I have. So what is Vedantic word order? When we talk about Vedantic, it says everything or the observations we have in line with the Vedas, or the thought which we have, which is based on the Vedas, can be said as Vedantic. And when we talk about word order, it means the arrangement of power or authority that is associated with the realization of values which gives us peace, economic growth, equity, human rights, and environmental equality and sustainability. These are the characteristics of word order, I feel. And then and together, if we want to have the Vedantic word order, then the word order can be achieved, which is actually based on the systematic approach of power and authority. So we are talking about the one who is going to have the power and the authority. So that's the question here in this slide. So we think that Vedic Praja system or the traditional Indian society has answer to this by having power and authority into them. So starting with this, for more elaboration, we can see that Vedantic word order is based on our traditional Indian society, which we found that it is based in our rural Indian backgrounds, as Professor Singh has yesterday told in his presentation that he belongs to village. So I have got a chance to visit his village twicely in these last 10 years. So I have very clearly seen what kind of relationship, what kind of life they have, which is totally different from what I have in Delhi, because I am living in here only since beginning. And in rural Indian backgrounds, we feel that because sir is used to it, but it was very new for me when everybody is addresses to him, nobody with his name or anyone with the name, actually with the relation they want to keep with them, like mama, jija, baba, dadi, So this kind of relationship people have that with each other. It doesn't matter which caste, which society, which kind of background they belong to, and this gives a deep sense of belongingness among themselves. And I feel that this allows, or we can say, this gives an opportunity to establish deep relationships with each other while living in a community, which further translates into a profession. Then it's easy for an individual to understand his clients and his families through the same community. So here what I mean that जब आप एक दूसरे को बहुत ही क्लोजली समझते हैं, क्लोजली उनसे जब आप बात ही इस तरह से कर रहे हैं कि आप हमारे बाबा हैं, तो आप उनको पीढ़ी दर पीढ़ी भी जानते रहेंगे और आपके रिलेशन वैसे रहेंगे और बहुत क्लोजली उनके बारे में जान सकते हैं, जो कि हम जब वेस्ट में देखें, अगर हम घर किसी को अंकल आंटी करके ही एड्रेस करें या सर मैडम करके ही एड्रेस करें, तो वो क्लोजलीनेस जो होता है वो नहीं हो पाती है, क्लोजनेस नहीं हो पाती है, और साथ ही जो हम एक फैमिली एटमॉस्फेयर की बात करें वो भी नहीं हो पाता है. तो ये मुझे लगता है कि एक अगर हम ट्रेडिशनल इंडियन सोसाइटी का एग्जांपल देखें, टू मेंटेन दी टू हैव दी वेदांतिक वर्ड ऑर्डर, this that is very easily can be attained when we have closeness in the relationships. And the other thing I talked about is about the Vedic Praja system. So knowing Praja is now the question is in this slide. These are some of the references from the Rig Veda or the Taittiriya Brahman or the Taittiriya Samhita. These are basically the part of Yajurveda and Rig Veda which I have taken here. When we talk about Brahm, as you all are from philosophy, you always keep on relating everything to the Brahm. Even in Vedas we do so. And it is the Brahm only which thinks that which desires to multiply and which desires to have more his progeny. So he said, eko aham bahushyami, एक मैं बहुत हो जाऊं. और उसके बाद जब हम देखते हैं कि क्रिएटर के रूप में, अब ब्रह्म शब्द तो है जो फिलॉसफी में मिल रहा है, लेकिन अगर हम ऋग्वेद की बात करें या यजुर्वेद की बात करें, वहाँ पर क्रिएटर के रूप में आपको प्रजापति वर्ड मिलता है. एंड प्रजापति इज नथिंग बट द क्रिएटर हिमसेल्फ हु हैज़ डिजायर टू create his living beings and all the whole of the cosmos, whether it is a chetan or a chetan, and also the all the panch mahabhutas, everything is given through Prajapati only. That is there in the Yajurveda. So now this eko aham bahushyami is the Vedic is from the Vedic scripture, and then we have this Praja word from the starting only. तस्मान मानव्य प्रजा उच्यन्ते. जितनी भी जो भी हमारे सामने लिविंग बींग्स हैं या जो भी हमारे सामने उत्पन्न हुआ है, क्रिएशन है, उसमें से जो मानव जाति है, उसमें से जो मानव है, मानव में से जो सभी मानवों को प्रजा कहा गया. देयर इज नथिंग नो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन देयर कि प्रजा कुछ अलग से है, अलग से नहीं है, सभी हैं. इसीलिए मानव, सभी मानव को कहा गया. और ये तैत्तिरीय संहिता का है. तैत्तिरीय संहिता बिलोंग्स टू यजुर्वेदा, कृष्ण यजुर्वेदा. नाउ व्हाट इज प्रजा? Etymologically, when we say this is given by as Professor Singh is very fond of doing etymology, so he has given this meaning like pra, which is intense, bright, refined, strong or developed. और हम संस्कृत में अगर देखें तो इसे हम प्र उपसर्ग ऐसा बोलते हैं. एंड जा जो है वो धातु है, द वर्ब फॉर्म विच मीन्स प्रोडक्टिव और द क्रिएटिव. सो एनीबडी हु इज हैविंग क्रिएटिव टैलेंट्स और क्रिएटिव इन creativity is being known as or addressed as praja. So who are they? Today the word is praja is majorly used for the fourth varna, that is shudra. In Vedic views, shudra ko kaha gaya that it borns from the feet of the Brahm. Now symbolically, if we see ourselves, when I am standing on my feet, I am standing on the foundation of my the feet are the foundation of my body. Similarly, representing of Shudra as a feet of the Brahm means Shudras or the Praja are the foundation of the society. We cannot neglect them. But when we interpret it differently, we always have a feeling that there is something inferior, there is something superior, but it is not like that. We should represent them or we should say see them as the foundation of the society. And this is how this is further elaborated here. And in that sense, we can say that all the blacksmiths, porters, or carpenters, charioteers, goldsmiths, weavers, washermen, barbers, cobblers, this is the traditional view of praja, which is still exists in the rural background of India. And in modern cities where like we are staying, we all like teachers, doctors, engineers, environmentalists, lawyers, or economists, writers, architects, whosoever is having creative talent, and are also they are being paid for it. Traditionally, the Praja people, they don't charge anything, but they have a share, as told by Professor Singh to me, that they have a share if they are doing something in the village, then they keep their share. They are entitled to that share. But in case of us, as we are a teacher, and I'm getting salary for what I'm doing, but I'm doing because of my creativity. So in that sense, I also belong to the praja. I'm also one of the as we say that Shudra. So the four varnas we categorically say. So this is the modern praja system. So in all this belong to Vedic praja system, and as per the Vedas, this whole chart was discussed yesterday by Professor Singh also, that all this praja is actually because they are the creator of the society. They are creating what we are today. Is everything is created by the praja system only, praja people only, whether we are in the modern background or in the rural background. So in that sense, they relate themselves with the Prajapati, that is a Vedic term, and also with the Vishwakarma, that is also a Vedic term, the Lord of Creator, the Lord of Creation. So, and this we can say that Praja people, the traditional Praja people, the Lohar or Badhai, Sunahar, still using Vishwakarma as their surnames, and Kumhar is using the Prajapati because he's thinking that he's creating something. So now we have two qualities of the Praja people, that is they are the service providers and the creative people. So with these two talents, we can say that this can be introduced to the contemporary word order. And if we see, when we talk about culture, the word Sanskriti is the Hindi word for the culture, which again is having Kriti as the verb form into it. Kriti, again the creative, the creation. This idea is given by Professor Singh only. And then creativity should be there, and if we have creativity, it should be there in our behavior or in the nature. And naturally, if I am saying, I'm proud to say that I am a praja because I am having creative talent. If I am not having creative talent, then I cannot say that I belong to a praja community. Then there should be a seva bhav, service providers like teachers are. Any creative person can never forget his talent. Can doctor or teacher failed in the class or in the operation theater? No, never, because they have creativity and they are actually providing service to the society by doing their job. So this is how we are relating this system, and then they become independent because of their thoughts. That is the creative talent and the service provider as they are. So in this form, we can give an equation that the person who is having a creative talent enjoys their work. They have a sense of satisfaction then, and when they have a satisfactory feeling, then they have a freedom to grow, express, and manifest. And when they can grow or express themselves, then they become self-reliant individual, and they can bring harmony in the society. And we can say that world run with the idea of free people, the one who is having free ideas, free ideology to run the society. And this is what Mahatma Gandhi ji has also said in the view of Gram Rajya definition. And also we feel that Praja people should be given the liberty for price fixation also. And there is also one example of the two examples we want to cite here. One is from the barber. This is personal experience of Professor Singh, who thinks that while in conversation with this lady, with the barber, it's herself, and she said that I love doing my job because I'm free to do this. And also the other thing is that barber in Avdi language called as now Thakurs, which is Thakur is actually word for the Kshatriya, but they are also being called in the village, and they are supposed to do the moksha, the salvation thing for the deceased on the 13th day. So that is again a very important thing for the from the cultural aspect. I'm not going into details what I have written there, and this gives the society of united feeling. And then there is another example from the Potter's family. एक कुम्हारन से मैं मिली एंड कुछ उनको संकोच हो रहा था देखकर कि ये सिटी की है और ये मैं कैसे इनको कुछ ऑफ़र करूं, बट वंस आई जो उन्होंने ऑफ़र किया मैंने ले लिया, एंड देन उसके बाद मुझे समझ आया कि देयर इज़ अ नीड फॉर एम्पैथी एंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग वी शुड हैव, so that we can end this discrimination. And also if we think, if we have this all of us have used this cooler, which is again a symbol of involvement of all the Panch Mahabhutas in its creation and dissolution. But other than that, the utensils we use in our city is basically are the chemical products we are using, which gives us a lot of health issues. So there is no other natural utensil like kulhar, which gives which is being in process with the help of Panch Mahabhuta, and so it is very important. So there are, this is I'm skipping. Then this are this Praja system thought, one of the book Dhol Gawar Shudra Pashu Nari, is Saptadan Ke Adhikari is still there in the, it is in the stall of DK Print World, and maybe it get released today. And this actually highlights how skills and qualities and creativity is the foundation of the society, and once the people having creative skills are confident and fearlessness is their characteristics, and this is how we can bring the word order. And this is just a small picture we took at Princeton with the Infinity Foundation founder Dr. Mr. Rajiv Malhotra ji, and also yesterday we were there at the Vedanta Congress. And in conclusion, I must say that this Praja system actually is there, which ignites the Vedantic word order and transforming social structure with which is inclusive of people from all walks of life, from every walk of life, and one who is having this feeling that I am having a creative talent and I can provide service to the society. In that I'm leader of my own, and I can be a self-reliant and independent. And we have even applied this thing to one of our project Heart Now, and we have even relate this thought to the Rudra, that is the concept from Shri Yajurveda. We have one presentation for that also, and we have also related to the Gita, where Shri Krishna is saying that everybody सर्व भूतानाम मुझसे ही सभी भूत सभी जितने भी living beings हैं आए हैं. So we have related this Praja system from Gita also, and there are certain other researchers which we have done in the form of transformational leadership or the social political concepts, or we can say that social conflict and conflict resolution. We just had an international presentation at Florida in Waves, and some of our articles are are published in various journals and blogs, and we have presented this idea from last 10 years and we are keep researching on this very idea, and hopefully we will be having more papers and publications on this in the near future. And this is our project at INITES in the School of Indic Studies, which is one of the collaborating organization in this Vedanta Congress 2025, and this whole study is the part of indigenous socio-democratic institutions of Vedic tradition. So with this, thank you very much.
Because of the paucity of time, and we have to finish this session actually 45 minutes early, so we are not going to have questions, but Aparna will be here, and if you want to join her movement, please buy a ticket to Ayodhya, and then we'll have a first-hand information. Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next. So we invite Dr. Purnima Agarwal to make her presentation. Please finish in 15 minutes.
My presentation going to be on an examination of Sri Krishna Chaitanya's view on Bheda Vedvad. Actually, I would like to inform beforehand that when I was exploring for any of the topic for myself, uh, initially this is almost kind of first or second work of mine in Vedanta philosophy. So I am slightly not that too well versed in Vedanta. So I found Sri Krishna Chaitanya, he accepts the Bheda Vedvad, and he does not have many of his own direct writings, and it is to be learned from the indirect sources of other authors. And I felt that this is quite unexplored, and therefore I chose it. Vedamed it is known as the doctrine of difference and non-difference. It is a very well-known concept having its origin in Vedic tradition. This is the concept of relation between Brahma and the universe, which cognizes the identity between the two despite difference. Here, identity does not imply an absolute identity between the two, but an absolute dependency of the universe on Brahman. The universe and Brahman are different from each other in the sense of being separate entities, but the universe is also non different from Brahman because it is essentially dependent on Brahman. This non difference or monism is such that it is not in conflict with difference or dualism but is compatible with it. This doctrine has evolved through three stages in the history of Vedanta. Because, as I said, there are many thinkers whose writings are not much available, especially in case of Veda Vedvad. So, through the history, I learned that it can be divided in three stages historically. First is the doctrine of Ashmaratya, Audulin, and Kash Krishna. They are known only through the references because their works are not available anymore. Pre-Badarayan thinkers believe that Ashmaratya, Audulin, and Kash Krishna they have interpreted certain passages of Upanishadic texts in dualism and monistic approach. This is mentioned in Brahma Sutra of Badarayan. However, Shankar views Kash Krishna as an exponent of non-dualism. But Srinivas, who is another thinker, who was an immediate disciple of Nimbark, and Shripati Panditacharya believes that Kash Krishna was an exponent of the doctrine of dualism cum monism. It proves that Kash Krishna was a long time proponent of the doctrine of difference and non-difference. The second stage is of the philosophers from Lakulish of Yadav Prakash, which has nearly disappeared now. Thinkers like Lakulish and Yadav Prakash were among those who supported their doctrine even in later ages. However, subsequently, this doctrine of difference and non-difference is elaborated in the philosophy of Nimbark, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, and Shripati. This third stage is that stage, the doctrines of which alone are prevalent today. Amongst them, Veda Vedvad philosophy of Sri Krishna Chaitanya is almost unexplored, I feel so. This paper aims to study the doctrine of dualism and non-dualism according to Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya was born in 1485 AD in Navadvip of the West Bengal. To explain his philosophy, he adopted the doctrine of Achintya Bheda Vedvad, but did not write any commentary on Brahma Sutra. He accepted the Srimad Bhagavad Puran as the commentary on the Brahma Sutra in order to explain his own philosophy. None of his works is available, so his philosophical views were elaborated only by his disciples in their works. One of them, Jeev Goswami, is very well known for this, was his follower who has done a famous work, namely Shad Sandarbh. However, it was important that at least one commentary of Veda Ved by Sri Krishna Chaitanya should have been there. So all of his teachings are depending on the Govinda Bhashya, which was written by Baldev Vidyabhushan, who is also a well-known author. So the entire concept of Achintya Veda Vedvad is actually based on the Govinda Bhashya written by Baldev Vidyabhushan. In this regard, now I will like to elaborate a bit more of Achintya Bheda Vedvad. Shri Krishna Chaitanya admits five tattvas, that is realities, namely Ishwar, Jeev, Prakriti, Kal, and Karma. To understand his doctrine of difference and non-difference, it is important to understand the concepts of Jeev, Brahma, and Prakriti as propounded by him. So, firstly, the Jeev. The nature of Jeev, according to him, is that it is eternal servant of Krishna. It is the marginal potency of Krishna and is a manifestation of a distinct, non-distinct relation with Krishna. Jeev is by nature eternal. Material objects are only destroyed and created. These are only transitory, while Jeev is never created, nor can it have any destructions. Jeev is by nature knowledge as well as knower. It is an active agent. Being an active agent, Jeev is enjoyer also. Jeev is the part and potency of the Lord. In this connection, Jeev is both different and non-different from Brahma. Jeev is atomic in size, Jeev is plural in number, though all the Jivas are same in nature, yet there is difference owing to their deeds. Jeev is of two kinds here, bound Baddha Jeev and liberated, that is Mukta Jeev. Brahman, Sri Krishna is himself ultimate reality. He is Nirguna, free from three gunas, gunas of Prakriti, that is Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Also, he is Saguna Brahma, being a storehouse of all auspicious attributes. He has an infinity of auspicious attributes and inconceivable powers. Also, Brahman has the powers of that is called Parashakti, Aparashakti and Avidya Shakti. Brahman is both material creator and efficient cause of the universe. He is efficient cause through his Parashakti and he is material cause through his Aparashakti. As the efficient cause, the Brahman is unchangeable or kutastha. As the material cause, he is subject to modification or parinaming. It means Brahman is cause as well as the effect with his own power. Brahman is the subtle, powerful in causal state and he is the gross powerful in the effected state. Thus, this is a relation of difference and non-difference between the cause and the effect as the power and the powerful. Now Jagat or the world is an effect and power of Brahman. Brahman constitutes the world through his avidya or maya, which is also called Shakti. His Shakti is also known as Tamas. It means Jagat is a combination of three gunas, that is Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Now, the question is, what is the relation between all these three ultimate realities? And that is what which will explain the Achintya Bheda Vedvad over here. The mutual difference in the nature and concept of Brahma, the Jeev and world, is known to be obvious according to the Sri Krishna Chaitanya. It has already been observed that Brahman is all-knowing, all-powerful, omniscient, while the Jeev is knowing little and has limited power. Brahman is absolute while Jeev is atomic. Brahman is creator, supporter, destroyer, while Jeev is created, supported and controlled by Brahman. The Brahman is inanimate and gross. Thus, the mutual difference of the three is distinctly established. In reality, there is mutual non-difference as well. In these three aspects of knowledge, existence and bliss, which we know as Sat, Chit and Anand of Brahman. These three Brahma, Jeev and world are identical according to this. Thus there is relation of both difference and non-difference between them. There is no contradiction, however. There is a hidden difference. There is a hidden harmony behind the apparent contradiction of difference on difference and non-difference. When Sri Krishna Chaitanya establishes the relation between Brahma and Jeev as Bheda Ved Prakash, he means to say that it is true that there cannot be both difference and non-difference in the same aspect, but there can be identity in certain aspects and difference in certain other aspects of the same. Such difference and non-difference are not necessarily self-contradictory. Regarding this theory, and being a follower of the school of Achintya Veda Vedvad, Jiva Goswami says that there is no finality about reasoning. So the absolute difference in Jeev and Brahman is impossible, there being ultimate defects in difference like the non-difference. Therefore, as difference is impossible, similarly the non-difference is too impossible. And that is what defines Achintya Veda Vedvad, the inconceivable difference and non-difference. Also, Jiva Goswami says that there is relation of difference and non-difference as power and powerful. There is non-difference in essence between power and powerful, and yet difference as manifestation as an aspect of the same substance. For example, musk and its odor, and the fire and its burning power. The musk is identical with its odor, fire is identical with its burning power, but we cannot remove the odor and the burning power from the musk and the fire. It means there is identity between the power and the powerful, yet there is difference also, because the odor and burning power are manifestations of the musk and fire respectively. Thus there is neither absolute difference nor absolute non-difference between the power and the powerful. We accept both difference and non-difference in entire system of relation is a great inconceivable mystery. So the concept of Achintya is not similar. However, there have been some objections that concept of Achintya given by Sri Krishna Chaitanya is nothing different than the Shankar's concept of Anirvachaniyavad. But I do not accept this here, because it is accepted that Maya is the power of Brahman, the establishment of non-dualism. It is not possible, and again, if the Maya of Shankar is not accepted, that too is impossible. So the term Anirvachaniya of Shankar is actually not similar to the term Achintya of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sridhar Swami also explains the Achintya as the one which is inconceivable in nature on account of unlimited magnanimity. Jiva Goswami also says in his Bhagavad Sandarbh, which makes the Achintya is that which makes the impossible possible, that is called inconceivable. So thus I would like to say that we can establish that Achintya Veda Vedvas is a relation of difference and non-difference between these three ultimate realities of Jeev, Brahma and Jagat, which is inconceivable. Thank you.
She will be available to answer your personal questions more directly.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank
Our last speaker, Dr. Soumya.
So the title of my paper, I would not take much of time because I know that there is not enough. So the title of my paper is Visualizing Modern Education within a Vedantic World Order. My name is Soumya Negi. I'm a guest faculty right now in the Philosophy Department, Pondicherry University. The paper basically tries to visualize how Vedanta can guide the modern education system today. It is inspired highly by the theme of the conference, which mixes the contemporary relevance of Vedanta with the ancient wisdom of Vedanta with the contemporary relevance. So the global education systems today are emphasizing more and more on technical skills and material success, while inner growth and ethical grounding that are essential for creating a balanced and compassionate society often take a back seat. This paper tries to fill this gap by proposing how the foundational principles of Vedanta can provide a different holistic perspective
to the modern education system today. It brings forth the transformative potential that the basic Vedantic principles can bring to cultivate individuals who are capable of compassion, innovation, and ethical leadership. The second slide tells the components of the paper. The second slide. Oh, wait. The second one. The structure of the paper. Yeah, topics. These are the topics that I'll cover. First is the introduction. Second is Vedantic principles in education, challenges in the current education systems, and how they can be solved through Vedanta. And then the conclusion. So, what is it that defines the strength and trajectory of a country? The third slide. This is the introduction. What is it that defines the strength and trajectory of a country? Is it the rate of economic growth, military power, or technological developments? Indeed, all these elements are essential, but they are merely the fruits of a deeper and more fundamental aspect, that is education. And hence, education is what molds the future generations. But what if education were to give more and more importance to the technical skills and material success, like nowadays, at the expense of inner growth and moral grounding? The world, more so India, is trying to grapple with this question. The education systems of the world today, both in India and abroad, are facing significant challenges ranging from the prevalence of rote learning to the decline of focus on humanities. In these systems, the essential values of self-awareness, empathy, authenticity often get sidelined, disconnected from their origin and cultural roots. Indian students are continuously being thrown into an education system that is driven by blind competition and external validation, rather than collaboration and inner growth. The result is a generation grappling with issues like mounting stress levels, clarity in purpose, and an erosion of moral and ethical grounding. Next is the aim of the paper. So this brings us to the aim of the paper, which is to fill this gap by trying to join the Vedantic principles with the education in a practical manner, while suggesting some innovative techniques to blend the ancient wisdom with the contemporary knowledge, as underlined by the theme of the conference. It begins by laying down the foundation principles, and further it discusses some challenges that are faced by the education systems today and how the Vedantic principles can provide solutions for them. Next, we have discussed some of the basic Vedantic principles, but I will not go much into the detail because I believe everybody is aware about these concepts. These concepts are non-duality, which is Advaita. Next is the Sarvatma Bhav, which is the interconnectedness of being, which is the intrinsic link between all the beings. Next is Atma Bodh, or self-realization. Vairagya, that is detachment, and Samatva, that is equanimity. These are principles, when applied into education systems in the world today, can give us a very holistic form of education, which is not emphasized enough in today's world. First principle is non-duality in modern education, which helps us bridge the divide and foster unity. What if education could move beyond its current silos between subjects and disciplines and even nations to cultivate a sense of oneness? The principle of non-duality, that is Advait, offers a transformative lens for reimagining modern education. At its core, non-duality teaches us that all existence is interconnected, a single thread woven through diverse experiences. Interdisciplinary learning becomes the first step. Instead of compartmentalizing subjects, imagine a classroom where science collaborates with philosophy to address climate change, where mathematics meets art to solve the problems of inequality. So firstly, non-duality can be between subjects. Secondly, non-duality can also be in global citizenship education, so that we can address all the global challenges with the principles of humanity, rather than compartmentalizing it into basically national education. Non-duality urges students to think beyond borders, cultivating responsibility towards the planet and its people. Within the classroom, non-duality also promotes a shift from competition to collaboration and can transform mindsets. When students work together and not against each other, they learn the profound truth that their successes and failures are interconnected, incorporating empathy training where they can see themselves in others. Would nurture a compassionate and it would eliminate hierarchies. Non-duality also challenges the notion of I versus you. It can replace it with we. By fostering inclusion, mutual respect, and shared responsibility, education rooted in non-duality can build a generation of empathetic, cooperative, and global conscious leaders. It is not merely an ideal, but an urgent necessity for a fractured world. Next, we have self-realization, the principle of self-realization in modern education. What if education could do more than prepare students for jobs? What if it could prepare them for life? Currently, I believe that in the Indian education system, self-awareness in individuals is very much lacking. Students are preparing for exams, they are preparing for different things, but self-awareness is not there. They do not know what are their intrinsic abilities and where should we actually apply them. They are just trying to be the best selves without actually knowing the direction in which they should work. So I believe self-realization, if taken from Vedanta, can really help students be more aware about their own unique abilities. And teachers should also participate in that so that they can help students not only understand a subject really well, but to make them understand themselves better. Imagining classrooms where contemplative sessions guide the students to connect their learnings with deeper aspiration. They question questions like who am I or what is my purpose can transform the rote memorization into a meaningful exploration. Mindfulness and meditation practices can help further students manage stress, improve their focus, and cultivate clarity, skills which are often missing in traditional curriculums. Through Dharma projects, students could identify their unique strengths and channel them towards contributing to the well-being of others, whether it's creating a sustainable solution for community or mentoring peers. Holistic learning must replace the obsession with grades. True success lies not in material achievements but in uncovering one's own potential. So the focus should not be much on the grades and the ranking system, but it should be more upon how much of potential and inner growth are you experiencing in the educational system rather than ranking students based upon grades. By integrating self-realization into education, we can create more than just skilled professionals. We can nurture compassionate and resilient individuals who understand the ultimate journey is inwards and the answer they seek is always within them. Next is interconnectedness in education, which helps us embrace the hidden links. What if students learn not just to succeed individually but to thrive collectively? If they are able to understand that there is an underlying thread which is there between all of us, they will be more aware. Environmentally, they'll be more conscious. In general, also in humanity-based sense, they'll also be more conscious in nature. This interconnectedness reveals the concealed links between all beings and phenomena, urging us to shift from separation to oneness. Community projects can help in this by working on initiatives that benefit their neighborhoods. They experience the power of collective action and shared responsibility, incorporating peer learning. Environmental education also becomes a lesson in interconnectedness, showing how humanity's well-being is intrinsically connected to the health of the planet. This also improves the holistic learning model even further. By embedding this interconnectedness into education, we prepare students to see the world as an intricate web where every action impacts the whole. Next is detachment and equanimity, which are vairagya and samatva. So basically, when we talk about detachment, we feel like it will take the students away from the material success, and economic growth will reduce. But in general, if we focus upon the nishkam kind of aspect, they are not actually inclined towards the result, but they are inclined towards the process. So when they enjoy the process, they will be even better at what they are doing, and they will realize their own intrinsic selves. So in today's education system, when the race of material gains often eclipses the inner growth, the Vedantic principles of detachment and equanimity offer a much needed counterbalance. This can also help them have lesser of stress. They can manage the stress better because their focus is not upon the result, and the focus is more upon the process that they are going through. Failures, which are often stigmatized, can be reframed as powerful learning tools. By creating safe spaces for the students to stumble and grow, we can normalize the importance of equanimity in both triumph and setback. So equanimity also becomes one of the characteristics which the students can learn, and rather than focusing upon the grades, they can know that we should be neutral in the face of failures and successes both. And what we are here for is learning and not the end thing, what we are achieving, the job we are getting, or academically, whatever we are pursuing. Next, I have mentioned some of the challenges that the modern education system faces in the world today. There is prevalence of rote learning. The annual status of education report says that the only 20 to 20.5% of the rural students in grade 3 can read at the grade 2 level. So there is a lot of rote memorization in India. Emphasis on material success is there. There is unemployability. Mental health issues are there. fragmented curriculums are there, lack of self-awareness and purpose, and cultural alienation in education in India is there. Standardized testing emphasis, teachers' roles, and global skills gap. These are all the challenges that I have written. I'll go through them in a very fast manner. Then there are the solutions of which with how Vedanta can help provide solutions to these challenges. First is we can prevent the rote learning through interconnectedness and holistic learning. If we are able to teach the students how everything is interconnected and you don't have to rote memorize everything and it has practical application in the real world, it can be prevented through this interconnectedness. Balancing material success with inner growth. When we balance material success with inner growth, then the focus is not completely on the material success, rather it is upon the personal growth level. Then we have interdisciplinary and practical learning. Mental health and well-being can be helped with detachment and equanimity training. Then we have bridging the cultural alienation through heritage. When Vedanta is applied into education system, today when we are talking about meditation also, we think upon the Western concepts of meditation. But when students will learn about meditation through the Indian traditional system, knowledge systems, it will be a much better shift. So they'll know where it is coming from. Shifting from standardized testing to competency-based holistic assessments. Then teachers should also be trained to nurture the child rather than making them race or compete. Building a classroom which is a safe place without judgment and only learning, and emphasizing on the global educational skills. Keeping humanity before other things. So for conclusion, I would like to say that in this era of technological evolution and competition, the true spirit of education gets lost somewhere in the background. The paper has looked to integrate the Vedantic principles into the present day education system for revitalizing effect on the learning experience, not just for intellectual growth, but for emotional intelligence, ethical leadership, and also a deeper sense of purpose. The students of today will eventually become the adults of tomorrow. So a transformative approach in education has the potential to impact not only academic outcomes, but all facets of life. This holistic model can foster a society with greater mental well-being, self-awareness, calmness, and a sense of direction and fulfillment, fostering a ripple effect of positive change that reaches far beyond classrooms. I would like to end with this quote by Swami Vivekananda, who also talked about the practical application of Vedanta into education, that if I get 10 or 12 boys with the faith of Nachiketa, I can turn the thoughts and pursuits of this country in a new channel. So basically, if Vedantic education is given to the students, we can transform the whole nation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think by coincidence, all three presentations address the same thing of education, practical Veda Ved. You have to see the Ved and then make it a Ved. So this is fantastic coincidence that you all presented this kind of same thing. And I'm so sorry that we have to go fast. But I think these presentations are just a kind of giving you a sense of what's going on. By having young people and philosophers talking about this shows that really things are going to happen. And I wish you all very good luck, and we're looking forward to change through Vedantic order. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to